got the audio rolling.
Yes.
Oh, guys.
Okay.
We're going to get into some musical theater today.
We really are. And so today we are doing our patron live listening party for the month of October. We do one every 2 months. And this is the Theater Elite edition, where our theater elites felt they wanted to be heard during the listening party process. And so this time we are saying, all right, we are going to go through, there were, 10 options that you gave the people?
10 options that I picked, sort of semi-randomly.
Okay.
There's a whole explanation for it, but I won't get into it. And the people have voted.
Yes.
And they chose a chorus line.
And I'm excited because last time I listened to a chorus line, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And there are definitely peaks for me. And so I'm excited to revisit that.
This was one of the patron bonus videos where when we sat down, I was like, oh God, he's not going to have liked anything that we listened to.
I was in. I liked it.
Matt Promo was in. Do you remember anything about the story?
I mix it up because is this the one where they're all they're auditioning to be in the chorus line?
Yes,
okay.
They're auditioning to be in the chorus of a Broadway musical.
Yes, okay.
And
there's a gay boy in it?
There are a million gay boys.
I'm thinking of one specifically.
Yeah, there's one specifically that has a monologue that is not on we won't be exploring that today.
Great.
But
is that Paul?
That is Paul.
Oh, hi, Paul.
Hi, Paul. Paul's tragically probably no longer with us. He has a tragic life. But you know what? It's okay. So yes, basically the premise of a chorus line is it's a bunch of dancers at an audition. It starts off, there's a bunch of people, and then it gets narrowed down to 16 people, 8 women, 8 men. And the director / choreographer is like, okay, for this, we're doing something different. I'm going to want to know about each and every one of you, talk about your lives. And it's essentially them just standing on the line, talking about themselves.
So it's kind of like if Cats was good and made sense.
Cats is good. Doesn't make much sense, but Cats is good.
Yes.
But a chorus line came first.
Yes.
So Cats is more of a chorus.
That's what I'm saying.
Sure, yeah. So the special thing about this musical was the person who conceived it, directed it, and choreographed it was Michael Bennett. And Michael Bennett, famously, this is the very first time that a musical was workshopped as heavily as something like this was. He essentially took all of his dancer friends that he had worked with, that he knew and everything, sat them in a room for I don't even remember how long, a couple weeks. They would meet every so often, and they would just talk about their lives, and they would record everything. And so him and Marvin Hamlish wrote the music, Ed Kleban wrote the lyrics, and they conceived this musical, a chorus line that it soon became, and it was based off the real experiences of these dancers. When the show opened on Broadway, not all the dancers that were involved in the workshop were in the musical.
Oh, that's tough.
I know it was tough.
Stuff.
I know a woman who was one of those people.
Do you really?
I do,
was she your teacher or something?
She was one of my administrators in musical theater school at NYU. Icon, legend. We love her. And that year she was in Chicago. Same year.
So she's doing good.
She was doing fine. She was dancing on Broadway. She was having a great time. But still, I know those people were angry.
I'm sure.
They were also angry because none of them got any writing credit. So there is a little bit of
there's some drama.
There's a little bit of drama involved.
I'm so excited.
So this is nothing. So this is the character of Diana. She's at the end of the line. I don't know. She's Puerto Rican. What else can I say about her? She's amazing.
She has a lot of feelings that I agree with.
She's great.
And is this how you felt in?
I'm so excited because I'm going to go to the High School of Performing Arts. I was dying to be a serious actress. Anyway, it's the first day of acting class, and we're in the auditorium, and the teacher, Mr. Clark, puts us up on the stage with our legs around everybody, one in back of the other, and he says, okay, we're going to do improvisation.
Okay.
Now, you're on a bobsled, and it's snowing out, and it's cold. Okay, go. Every day for a week we would try to feel the motion, feel the motion down the hill. Every day for a week we would try to hear the wind rush, feel the chill. Yes, I dug right down to the bottom of my soul and I tried.
She tried.
I tried. And everybody's going, I feel the snow, I feel the cold, I feel the
Fucking
air.
acting
No, you
students.
don't.
The cop turns to me and he says, okay, Morales, what did you feel?
Tell them the truth.
And I said, nothing. I'm feeling
Nothing.
And he says nothing could get a girl transferred. They all felt something, but
They were lying, babe.
Except the feeling that this bullshit was absurd. But I said to myself, hey, it's only the first week. Maybe it's genetic. They don't have bobsleds in San Juan.
Ooh, the drum beat here, I love.
Mr. Carter
Yes.
would say very good, except
Iconic.
Morales.
So rude.
Cry Morales all alone. And I dug right down to the bottom of my soul to see how an ice cream fell.
Iconic line.
Yes, I dug right down
How an
to
ice
the
cream
bottom of my
fell.
soul and I tried to melt. The kids yelled nothing. They
Called me nothing.
Sorry, she's honest.
Allowed it, which really makes me burn.
Yes.
And Carp kept saying, Morales, I think you should transfer to Girls High. You'll never be an actress, never. Jesus Christ. Went to church.
It's an adult.
Son, and a voice from down at the bottom of my soul. Here is what it said. This man is nothing.
Yes!
This course is nothing.
Absolutely.
If you want something, go find a better class. 6 months later, I heard that Carp had died.
Oh, God.
And I dug right down to the bottom of my soul and cried, 'cause I felt nothing.
I'm with you.
And now he's burning in hell
Hello.
for all eternity.
Speaking to a child like that, a student. Fuck you.
Hey, this is tough business.
None of this is real. She's allowed to not feel like a damn ice cream.
Hey, bitch better melt or she'll never make it as an actress.
Hey, but she made it. She's on stage.
You don't know, she hasn't made the show yet.
But she's sharing her story. She wrote the damn show.
I don't know if this was her story.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. But like, it's like this song just like fascinates me because it's such a random story.
Right.
But it's just like so specific. Like all these stories are just like so specific that
Yes.
it's just like, oh, they have to be true.
This has to be real.
Because they're so like, well, I mean, some of them are high stakes, but like some of them are so like low stakes
Right.
like this and everything. But like when the storytelling and the melody's just so crystal clear and like perfect, like it makes a great number.
Right.
Like it's just great. And you have a talented lady like Priscilla Lopez singing
like personality plus. Like, and she sounds great, but it's like not even about how she sounds. It's
Yeah.
like, I believe every word out of your mouth. I believe as you're walking us through the story.
That's classic musical theater.
Also, a lot of people don't do it very well because some
I
people
know.
don't do what
Yeah.
she was fucking doing.
I know. It's
Oh.
like these people have a character to
Yes.
them. I mean, you don't want me to get on my soapbox about character in
Right.
your voice.
Do you
That
feel
is
like
this.
the polishedness we were talking about earlier on in the recording has been in opposition to the character choices that are so enthralling about this performance?
Yes, and about musical theater in general.
Right.
I feel like that's what's missing from Broadway a little bit.
But
these days.
why? Like people would respond to this.
Well, also like this was also before, like back before the 60s, before they had body mics, like your voice had to have character because
Sure.
it had to carry throughout the entire
Yes.
auditorium. So people had to sound a little abrasive and
Right.
everything. And so that sort of character in people's voices in musical theater trickled through the 60s and 70s and like 80s.
Yeah.
And like the 90s. But like then like in the 2000s, it was really just like,
Just sound pretty.
just sound like we want like perfect.
we want
vocals
like
and
you to be on the radio.
Sure, yeah. So this, but you know, it is what it is.
It is what it
It's
is.
the way
But
it
man, I'm so glad we have that recording of Nothing because
I
truly
mean, yeah.
a highlight of, I think, anything we've listened to on Two Gay Mets that I didn't know before. Like, this is one of my favorite
I mean,
songs.
it's a
It's a
perfect
perfect
number.
piece of music.
Yeah,